This is going to be the trade review for the trade that I took on 16 April, Wednesday. This is the P&L for the particular day. I took a loss of $131, bringing the account balance to negative 2.1. Right, so initially I was keying off the idea that we have a stop hunt right here, and then we have this expansion from low to high. I was trying to buy in OTE range, and I refined it down into this inversion fair value gap, and then nested within the inversion fair value gap we have an open inefficiency right here. So my entry was right at the fair value gap's high, 5340.25. Right here, 5340.25. I was looking at Monday's high because the weekly bias is bullish. So I was expecting price to expand higher, and it did. It is placed higher, taking out a short-term swing high right here. So when this happened, I moved my stops to this particular swing low over here, and then I decided to scale in my position right over here at 5373.75. that is exactly at 62% from the invalidation swing low, origin of the expansion, to the high of the displacement right here, 62%. The second order, I've placed it within a 1 minute inversion fair value gap that formed the high, which formed the low, which started the expansion higher. Okay, so the inversion fair value gap is right over here. Notice how price utilized it before, again, when we closed below. So on the 1 minute, you will be able to see that my entry is right at this candle, which is really close to 79%. Maybe I should place it there. Okay, so right here, once we have closed below 79% on 50 minutes time frame, or is it on the 5 minutes? I think it was on the 5 minutes. Yeah, because we have engulfed or filled up this bullish fair value gap, which is not supposed to be the case if I am bullish. Correct? I would like to see this fair value gap left open if I am bullish. Therefore, with this closure here, I decided to just cut out my position, and on the 50 minutes it looks like trash in terms of price action, even if it is to go higher. On the 1 hour as well, it looks like trash. Okay, so that is the rationale behind the manual stop out that I have taken. So I'm really glad that I followed my rules and there was no emotions about it. And I clearly understand why price action is doing such thing, because later on during the 1:30 p.m. session, Jerome Powell is going to be speaking. Therefore, the AM session is very likely to be a low probability day. I mean a low probability session, which in turn it did present that particular characteristic. So I'm not mad about it, and it is also because of that I lowered my leverage. Okay, in the end only losing $131 when initially I was risking $400, because when I took this long right here, the stop is right down here. So that is a $445 risk. Alright, so this is something good that I think I've done, and I like how the trade was executed today. Right, I was just following my plan, trading my plan, and cutting losses when the plan is sort of invalidated. It doesn't mean that right now I don't think we're going to go higher. We can go higher, but in an event like this, I would choose not to participate, because I don't wish to spend too much mental capital in this trade by looking at it and then watching to see if it really wants to run or not. And if I take a stop, like a hard stop right down here, then I would be allowing myself to expect such a situation in the future, which is not good, because this is not my expectation of a A+ setup. So in the case that it eventually runs in the Monday's high in such a profile, this to me is more of a C+ setup. Alright, so I only want to remember the A+ setups, and I only want to recognize A+ setups. I'm only looking to take A+ setups, and with that in mind, I have to ensure that I don't get used to C grade or C or even B setups, right? Because it doesn't work like that. If I want to be the best, I believe that I should strive for the best every single time. Because once I get used to A+ setups, it becomes very easy for me to filter out when price is moving after my entry itself. Alright, so conditioning is something that I'm trying to do with this procedure that I have. Right, I'm conditioning myself to trust my ability in terms of cutting the trade when the setup is not showing an A+ reaction to it. Alright, and yeah, this is my review of today's price action. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you learned something from it, that's good for you. But if you don't, then maybe come back the next time when price action is much more favorable. And with that said, thanks for watching. Good luck trading tomorrow or next week.